On the news tonight, Governor Sheriff Oborevwori urges local government chairmen to implement the new minimum wage. Oil exploration companies told to obey constitutions of host communities. Senate screens newly nominated ministers. And abroad, Harris and Trump intensify campaign as election day draw near. Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us on Delta Television, the People's Pride. I am Blessing Usiabada. Welcome to the news at 8. The State Governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oborevwori, has charged 25 local government council chairmen in the state to implement the new minimum wage for workers in their respective councils. Governor Oborevwori gave the charge during a meeting with the leadership of the Delta State chapters of the Association of Local Government of Nigeria, ALGON, Nigeria Union of Teachers, NUT, and the National Union of Local Government Employees, NOGE. The governor noted that with the passing of the Local Government Autonomy Law, a lot of burden has been put on the council's chairmen, but advised that they must implement the new minimum wage for their workers, effective November 2024. He equally admonished the council chairmen on the need to comply fully with the procurement law in all their procurement. The governor further advised that a retreat should be organized for the enlightenment of relevant categories of officials of the councils on issues concerning financial management, which should have the active participation of the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, ICPC. In attendance at the meeting were the Auditor General, Local Government, Secretary to the State Government SSG, Dr. Kingsley Emu, the Chief of Staff, Commissioner for Local Government Affairs, the Chairman, Local Government Service Commission, and the Accountant General of the state. The leadership and stakeholders of the Ijaw ethnic nationality in Delta State have pledged support for Governor Sheriff Oborevwori beyond the governor's first tenure. The chairman of the leaders and stakeholders and former Minister of Police Affairs, Alawi Bodrick Bozimo, made the pledge when the group visited the governor at Government House, Asaba. Ejime Udweme reports.
The elated elder statesman said they had come to appreciate the governor for the good things he has been doing for the Ijaw nation and Deltans in general. He said it was gratifying that anybody that visited Delta could see the good works of the governor and urged him not to allow anything deter him from sustaining the current tempo of development. Responding, Governor Oborevwori commiserated with Alawi Bozimo, whose daughter passed on recently at the age of 61, and prayed God to grant the family fortitude to bear the loss. He thanked the Ijaw nation and indeed the Delta South Senatorial District for voting massively for his emergence as governor, saying that he never lost any local government area from the district.
Isoku, Ijaw, Ishekiri, which is the South. There's no one can forget it. Most especially the Ijaw nation. I said so because I know the role that you played. We never lost election in the Ijaw nation. We did not lose election in the whole of the South. But we lost election in my senatorial. So your senatorial did very well.
Governor Oborevwori commended the Ijaw nation for their political unity and lauded Alawi Bozimo for standing by the Ijaw nation, saying his leadership was worth emulating. He affirmed that unity was needed in the state and the country to advance all-round peace and development.
Better that other ethnic nationalities in Delta will follow suit with a view to ensuring that Delta State becomes one indivisible entity that will promote peace and unity. For Delta TV News, Ejime Udweme reporting.
Governor Sheriff Oborevwori has said his administration is investigating allegations of connivance by some contractors and asphalt producers to shortchange the state. Governor Brewery disclosed this when he played host of the leadership of Isoko Church Leaders Forum, led by Anglican Bishop of Ole Diocese, Right Reverend John Arapo, at Government House, Asaba. Ejime Udueme reports.
The governor reiterated his resolve to ensure that people of the state got value for every project executed by his administration. He assured Deltans that the more agenda was on course and asked for prayers and support of religious leaders to achieve said goals. The governor, who lauded the relationship between the Isoko nation and the government, assured that the state will continue to explore ways to partner with the church to achieve inclusive economic growth and sustainable development. He said more courses will be introduced into the University of Science and Technology, Ozoro, which used to be a specialized university, adding that his administration was building the College of Health Sciences, which was near completion. He said he has also directed the Commissioner for Works in charge of highways to scope the road that connected Isoko South and Isoko North local government areas. The governor asserted that his administration was the first to pronounce and implement payment of the new minimum wage to workers, adding that he has also advised local governments to implement the new minimum wage for their workers.
As a government, we are doing our best. I want to also assure you that all these jobs that we are awarded, we will not tolerate substandard jobs. We want to make sure that the jobs they are doing, they are up to standard. So I also hear that some contractor, they will go and start negotiating with people who produce asphalt.
The president, Isoko Church Leaders Forum, Bishop John Arapo, said the visit was to thank Governor Brewery for the development he has attracted to the area and for appointing Isoko sons and daughters into key positions in his cabinet. Bishop Arapo, who said the vision of the group was to foster all-round development in Isoko land, pledged their unalloyed loyalty to the governor beyond his first tenure. While commending Governor Brewery for the establishment of College of Health Technology at Ovrode and College of Health Sciences at the University of Science and Technology, Ozoro, Bishop Arapo called on the governor to do more in agriculture, security, and also help to maximize the gas potentials of the area into power generation and distribution.
We have come to rejoice with you on your successful 1 year in office, which is evident in the relative peace we enjoy in Delta State and the dividends of democracy which the Isoko nation enjoy in this administration. It would be an unforgivable offense if we fail to mention our appreciation for the appointment of our credible sons and daughters into your government.
Ejime Udueme reporting.
The State House of Assembly Committee on Public Accounts today submitted its report on the Auditor General State on the accounts of the Delta State Government for 2023 at plenary. Favor Okafor reports.
Presenting the report, the Chairman House Committee on Public Accounts and member representing Ukpe constituency, Honorable James Ogoye, said the committee made some recommendations highlighting the financial statements, accounts and records as audited by the Auditor General State, noting that the audited work showed a true and fair view of the state government's financial records. The Majority Leader, Honorable Emeka Nwobi, then moved the motion for the House to receive the report, seconded by the member representing Ndokwa West constituency, Honorable Charles Imitulu. The Majority Leader again moved the motion for the consideration and adoption of the report, seconded by the member representing Ndokwa East and the Deputy Majority Whip, Honorable Emeka Samota. The report received unanimous support through a voice vote as put across by the Speaker, the Right Honorable Imamotimi Moore.
Those are
Committee on Public Accounts also submitted its report on the Auditor General State on the accounts of the Delta State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission for 2023 and a summary of the state audited budget provisions and releases to the Commission from 2015 to 2023. Thanking lawmakers for their dedication, the Speaker charged the clerk to ensure that the resolutions reached by the House were communicated to relevant authorities. Favour Kafo reporting.
The state government has called on oil exploration companies to obey host communities' constitution in order not to promote crisis. The special advisor to the state government peace building and conflict resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, made a call in Asaba when he met with representatives of Obudubudu community, Warri North local government area, over an oil company coming to the community to explore for oil. Henry Onogwa reports.
Chief Uzo said the meeting was to get a first-hand information from the community members following a petition to the state government over neglect of the Community National Council. He expressed concern over the company, Enerog Exploration Company's alleged neglect of the community, noting that the move could cause a breach of the peace in the area. The special advisor enjoined the company to relate with its host community according to the community's laid-down rules and regulations.
In advance, we are in Roma. Take your time to get the details of those two. And also talk with them, try to talk with them. The new wife we should work together. Then the company, since you say they are relating with you, get their details. When you get their details, we'll be able to reach out to them.
Chief also advised the people to gather more information on the matter from the 14 communities recognized by the company and thanked them for adopting dialogue to resolve issues. Some of the community members expressed dissatisfaction with the company's alleged neglect of the national president of the community in order for the company to cut costs. The people thanked the state government for its efforts and for the construction of the internal road in the community.
I want to sincerely appreciate the governor of Delta State once again for recognition given to our community by providing us an internal road, both Obimri and communities.
Henry Onogwa reporting.
Community leaders have been advised to preach peace and love in their communities to avert crisis. The special advisor to the state government, peace building and conflict resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, gave the advice at a meeting with representatives of Obira local community in Umukwata Kingdom, Ukwani local government area, held at his office in Asaba. Henry Onogwa reports.
Chief Uzo said the meeting was to hear from the Obioluku community following their petition to the state government over alleged high-handedness, intimidation, act of thuggery, and unlawful act to disrupt peace against the traditional ruler of Umukwata Kingdom, Friday Abaja. He noted that Umukwata Kingdom has been a peaceful community and urged them to avoid anything that would promote crisis among them, as the state government would not tolerate any person or group of persons that would disrupt the relative peace in the states.
So that lingering issues or things disturbing us does not continue. Because the only way we can be free, we can live peacefully, is to have one mind, is to work together, is to bring everybody together, to let everybody know that all of us belongs to one another.
Chief Uzo enjoined the oil exploration company coming into the community to recognize all parties involved to avoid promoting crisis while condemning the alleged marginalization of the community by the exploration company. He lauded the petitioners for the step taken to write to the state government. Chief Uzo appealed to the people to sustain the legacy of promoting peace, assuring them that the state government will invite the other party for hearing.
But the king has hijacked everything as alleged by them, and the company is in their domain, it's in their backyard there. But the king has come to say they don't have powers of everything, even the name of their community, they don't want to, they don't want them to answer. That is allegation. We don't know whether it's true online.
The petitioners expressed satisfaction with the meeting and promised to maintain peace while appealing for urgent intervention by the state government. Henry Onogwa reporting.
The Odogu of Abala Kingdom, Chief Christopher Iwale, has celebrated his birth anniversary and the 37th annual Thanksgiving to Azenuose. The yearly celebration attracted dignitaries and members of the Azenuose from within and outside the state to appreciate God for fruitfulness in his life and the Azenuose Healing Ministry, where a lot of people have benefited. Anthony Amowa reports.
The event began with prayers and thanksgiving to Azenose as the members came in their numbers to celebrate with Chief Christopher Iwale. The gorgeously dressed Azenose members in traditional regalia thanked their God for the fruitfulness and other benefits they had enjoyed in 2024 and prayed for a more prosperous 2025. The celebrant, Chief Iwale, while speaking with journalists, said he was a prayer man who had many reasons to celebrate and appreciate God, especially for the service of humanity and the Azenose Healing Ministry, where people within and outside the country had received healing. On the state of the nation, the celebrant commended the state governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Oboriwori, for the various ongoing empowerment programs and the monitoring of projects in the state, urging him to pay attention to failed portions of the roads and insecurity challenges as kidnappers have deterred farmers from farming.
The new healing ministry, he can protect person, man and woman. He can give you luck. If something is hard for you, any type of business you are doing, when it's not moving well, if you join it, begin to pray, because normally the work is for prayer, then it will solve the problem for you. You come, thank God.
The wives and children of the celebrant, Chief Uzonicha Dorothy and Afoloino Blessing, described him as a selfless person who had attracted several chieftaincy titles within and outside their community and prayed for him to celebrate many more years in good health.
Everybody knows my husband. He's a well-to-do man and with a good heart. So I wish him a very successful baby, long life and prosperity.
I don't know how to say this. He's a wonderful man. A very wonderful man. A lovely man. Which is a man that if he has, is like, I don't know, he prefers to give others for him to eat.
To everybody who attended this great occasion, and may God bless every each of you. And to my dad, I love you, Chief Dr. Christopher Iwale. I love you, and we all love you though. We love you. So what I have for him is that he should keep on doing good. I think that is why he came to this world, to favor everybody. So his reason of coming to this world is fulfilling it.
Chief Ifeanyi Okoji and others, in their goodwill messages, thanked God for giving Abala Kingdom an illustrious son in the person of Chief Iwale, describing him as a custodian of food tradition and customs of the Abala Kingdom.
The celebrant is that as God Almighty and as I know says, blessing him and is blessing mankind, he should continue to do it, so that in every year people will gather here from far and near. And he has touched so many lives. So we pray that God Almighty and as I know says, will blessing him, so that he can bless mankind.
He wants you to live a meaningful life, a life that will build them up to be useful to the society.
Highlights of the event were dance by the celebrant and cutting of the anniversary cake. Antonia Moa reporting.
Daltons have expressed satisfaction with the implementation of the new national minimum wage by the state government. Henry Anogwa samples reactions of residents.
In July 2024, President Bola Tinubu approved an increment in the national minimum wage for Nigerian workers from 30,000 naira to 70,000 naira. Some residents said the state government payment of the new minimum wage had brought relief to civil servants, adding that the gesture would increase workers' productivity. They lauded Governor Sheriff Oborewori for the implementation.
It's a bit of a relief to us as civil servants. Our expectations are beyond that.
The civil servant, I say, is no good. It's lying. At least he helped us to complement some of our borrowing. But we know that within this one that he has paid now, maybe in the next one, he can consider and add to his own too, because everybody is adding.
Like me, I was paid over my salary, but I didn't touch it. I have to return it. And I reported to the appropriate authorities. They said I should just calm down. My normal salary will come.
Others said the minimum wage had led to a rise in the price of goods and services, transportation, and appeal to the state government to pay the minimum wage arrears to enable them meet up with their financial needs.
It's a good thing. So I will not be waiting for it. But thank God that the state governor has actually implemented it in Delta. I would pray that we should be able to manage it judiciously, because you know that cost of living now is still quite on the high side.
If there's anything they can do about it, I mean, the federal government and state government, there's anything they can do about it. We go push sugar for money to say no like that. We will say like that more seriously. Actually, we will like it. But if they can pay it to...
The federation has made the country so difficult for the people. Even the civil servants, the workers are suffering much. You know, going to work, you know, buying of things is very, very expensive.
They noted that the 70,000 naira minimum wage was not enough in view of the current high cost of commodities, and appealed to government at all levels to implement price control measures, especially on house rent and food commodities. While a number of states have pledged to meet the 70,000 naira minimum wage, the Delta state government has implemented and commenced its payments. Henry Onogwa reporting.
You're watching Delta TV News at 8. Still to come, Senate screens newly nominated ministers. Details of this story and many more will come after the short break. Please stay tuned.
What happens when greed meets desperation? How far would you go to get what you want?
Even my life is even on the line. So please, help me so that we can get out of this. How could you do this to me?
A creeping movie inspired by a true life story.
Maybe you could consider other options.
You think I've not done that?
Experience the twist, the betrayal, and the thrill that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Get ready for the movie. The Inside Enemy. The Inside Enemy dropping on Delta TV YouTube channel on November 1 at 9 p.m. prompt. Don't miss it.
Your flight will be ready shortly. Thank you. Breakfast in Paris. Lunch in London. This could be you. And there's more. Hey, Mai, tell them more.
Of course. Now this is what I call a win. And this could be you too in the Globe Festival Joy program.
By recharging 50,000 naira or more within a month, you could be among our 100 winners who will win business class tickets from Lagos to Paris to London. If you recharge 100,000 naira or more in a month, you could be one of the many winners of a premium bungalow in Nigeria. The more you recharge, the more your chances to win.
How was your flight?
Delicious.
Welcome back to Delta TV News at 8. Now the news continues. The Senate has screened 7 of the newly nominated ministers by President Bola Tinubu. The nominees are Dr. Nentawe Yowata as Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Muhammadu Dingyadi as Minister of Labour and Employment, Bianca Odumegu Ojukwu as Minister of State Foreign Affairs, and Dr. Jumoke Oduwole as Minister of Industry, Trade and Development. Others are Idi Mokhtar Maiha as Minister of Livestock Development, Right Honorable Yusuf Atta as Minister of State Housing, and Dr. Suwaiba Saeed Ahmad as Minister of State Education. The Senate, following a motion moved by the leader, Senator Opeyemi Bamidele, suspended its rule to admit the Special Advisor to the President on Senate matters, Bashir Lado, to bring the nominees into the plenary. The Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, had last week read the letter from President Bola Tinubu nominating the new ministers. This development follows President Tinubu's recent reshuffle of his cabinet, including the dismissal of 5 ministers, the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Ken Ohaneye, Minister of Tourism, Lola Adejon, Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, Minister of State for Housing and Urban Development, Abdullahi Mohamed Gwazo, and Minister of Youth Development, Dr. Jamila Bio Ibrahim. Vice President Kashim Shettima has called for a united front between the government and the media to enhance the country's development. Vice President Shettima stated this during a meeting with the Nigerian Guild of Editors, NGE. He emphasized the media's crucial role as the nation's conscience and advocated a balanced partnership focused on national unity and economic growth. The Vice President urged media practitioners to work together for the nation, insisting on balance and objectivity in their reportage. Senator Shettima urged the editors to maintain their role as a watchdog while supporting national development. Acknowledging the financial struggles faced by media outlets, he pledged government support for quality journalism. Nigerian Guild of Editors President Mr. Eze Anamba expressed readiness to collaborate while maintaining independence, highlighting the upcoming All Nigerian Editors Conference set for November 7 to 9 in Bayelsa State. The upcoming conference, scheduled for November in Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, aims to address pressing topics such as the economy, security, and the state of media in Nigeria. Justice Joyce Abdulmalik of the Federal High Court, Abuja, has stopped the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, from further releasing monthly financial allocations to the Rivers State government. Justice Abdulmalik held the receipt and disbursement of monthly allocations since January this year by the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, was a breach of the Constitution and an aberration that must not be allowed to continue. The judge held that the presentation of the 2024 budget by Governor Fubara before a 4-member Rivers House of Assembly was an affront to the constitutional provision. Justice Abdulmalik specifically said that the governor's action was a gross violation of the 1999 Constitution. The judge subsequently restrained the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Accountant General of the Federation, Zenith Bank, and Access Bank from further allowing Fubara to access money from the Consolidated Revenue and Federation accounts. The National Emergency Management Agency has commenced a unified rapid assessment of the 2024 flood impacts in collaboration with state emergency management agencies and development partners nationwide. NEMA announced this today on its official X handle. The agency said the joint assessment aims to harmonize data collected by NEMA's Emergency Operations Center with information from partners to produce a nationally verified report on the disaster's effects. The Director General of NEMA, Mr. Zubaida Umar, said that the agency was working alongside SEMAS, the Nigerian Red Cross Society, the International Organization for Migration, and the United Nations Office for Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. Mr. Umar further said that in line with best practices, the assessment will now allow affected communities to provide input on how they can best be supported in the recovery efforts. The global scene is next as we join our world news desk.
Gave a major speech at the Ellipse in Washington, the same spot as where Donald Trump spoke shortly before the Capitol riots almost 4 years ago. She called the election a choice between freedom and chaos. However, her speech was being overshadowed after footage emerged of Joe Biden appearing to call Trump supporters garbage. The White House said President Joe Biden was referring to hateful rhetoric used against Puerto Ricans at a Trump rally on Sunday, but Republicans and Trump's campaign have condemned the president. The ruling Kurdistan Democratic Party KDP came first in a parliamentary election in the semi-autonomous Kurdistan region of Iraq, winning 39 seats. The Election Commission of Iraq has said the ruling Kurdistan Democratic Party KDP came first in a parliamentary election in the semi-autonomous Kurdistan region of Iraq, winning 39 seats. The KDP's historic rival and junior coalition partner in government, the Patriotic Union of Kurdistan PUK, was second with 23 seats. The commission told a news conference that turnout among registered voters was reported at 72%. The Iraqi Kurdistan parliament has 100 seats with 5 reserved for minority groups. With opposition parties weak, the KDP and PUK, which have been sharing power since 1992, are likely to continue governing together, but the results suggest that Masoud Barzani's KDP will take a dominant position. At least 51 people are known to have died after torrential rain caused flash floods in southeastern Spain. The country has been badly hit by heavy rain and hailstorm, triggering rapid flooding across multiple regions. Rescue efforts are underway, and the president of the Valencia region, Carlos Mazan, said it was impossible to put an exact number on the final death toll at this stage. Footage uploaded to social media shows flood waters causing chaos, knocking down bridges and dragging cars through the streets.
Let's join our business news desk for happenings in the business sector.
A report by Civic Tech Organization, Budget, nothing less than 32 states of the Federation relied on Federal Account Allocation Committee, FAC, for at least 55% of their total revenue in 2023. Budget's 2024 State of States report released said the development painted the over-reliance of state government on federally distributable revenue and accentuated vulnerability of the state governments to crude oil-induced shocks and other external shocks. The report further says that 14 states relied on FAC receipts for at least 70% of their total revenue. Furthermore, transfers to states from the Federation account comprise at least 62% of the recurrent revenue of 34 states, except Lagos and Ogun. While 21 states rely on federal transfers for at least 80% of their recurrent revenue. In the 2023 fiscal year, the combined revenue of all 36 states in Nigeria increased significantly by 31.2% from 6.6 trillion naira in 2022 to 8.66 trillion naira. This growth rate exceeded the previous year's increase of 28.92%, indicating a notable improvement in fiscal performance. Of the total revenue generated in 2023, Lagos State contributed 1.24 trillion naira, representing 14.32% of the cumulative revenue of the 36 states. Gross FAC, which grew by 33.19% from 4.05 trillion naira in 2022 to 5.4 trillion naira in 2023, contributed to 65% of the year-on-year growth of the combined revenue of the 36 states. The report provides a detailed analysis of state fiscal sustainability, examining how well they balance internally generated revenue against federal allocations. On internally generated revenue, IGRO, by the states, the report said the domestic resource mobilization capacity of the state governments seemed to improve in 2023, as the 36 states IGRO grew by 20.33% to 2.19 trillion from the 1.82 trillion garnered in 2022. However, it was a misfortune for the states as the growth was unequally across the board. 6 states grew their IGRO by more than 50%, with Zamfara recording the highest growth of 240.22%, while 7 states recorded negative IGR growth, with Jigawa recording the worst decline among the 36 states. Lagos State was the largest contributor to total state revenue, accounting for 1.24 trillion naira, or 14.32% of the cumulative revenue. The report also highlighted that only Lagos and Rivers states were able to generate enough IGRO to cover their operating expenses, with IGRO to operating cost ratios of 118.39% and 121.26%. On the other hand, states such as Akwa Ibom, Bayelsa and Taraba required over 5 times their IGRO to meet operating expenses, relying heavily on federal transfers and external aid.
And in sports, General Secretary of the Nigerian Football Federation, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi, has formally welcomed the Under-17 Women National Team Flamingos in the 2024 FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup Finals in the Dominican Republic, saying the ladies put up a good fight and need to be encouraged despite quarter-final elimination by the United States of America. The Flamingos delegation returned to Nigeria yesterday after the 2-0 defeat in the hands of USA in Santiago de los Caballeros and ended their race in the tournament. The girls had spanked New Zealand 4-1, routed Ecuador 4-0, and pipped host nation Dominican Republic 1-0 in overhauling their Group A. The FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup in Dominican Republic will be the last to be played on biennial basis, with the competition to be played yearly from next year and Morocco to host the next of the first 5 editions. Former Nigeria Football Federation President Amaju Pinnick has stated that Nigeria would support Patrice Motsepe's bid for a second term as CAF president. South African billionaire Motsepe has been in charge of the Confederation of African Football since he took over from Ahmad Ahmad in 2021. However, his tenure as the president of the highest football ruling body on the continent is set to end in March 25. But Motsepe appears to still be interested in staying in charge of CAF, according to reports. Pinnick assured that Nigeria will support Motsepe. Under Motsepe's tenure as CAF president, he has increased the cash prizes for the Men and Women's African Cup of Nations. He has also introduced the Women's Champions League and improved the format of the male competition to involve more clubs. Pinnick currently serves as a member of the FIFA Council, the principal decision-making organ of the organization. And that's our news. Now our thoughts for the day. Sometimes you need to forget how you feel and remember what you deserve. Before we go, let's take a look at some of our major stories. The state governor, Right Honorable Sheriff Obayewore, has charged the 25 local government council chairmen in the state to implement the new minimum wage for workers in their respective councils. Governor Obayewore gave the charge during a meeting with the leadership of the Delta State chapters of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria, ALGON, Nigerian Union of Teachers, NUT, and the National Union of Local Government Employees, NOLGAE. The state government has called on oil exploration companies to obey host communities' constitution in order not to promote crisis. The special advisor to the state government peace building and conflict resolution, Chief Edwin Uzo, made a call in Asaba when he met the representatives of Obudumuru community, Warri North local government area, over an oil company coming to the community to exploit for oil. The State House of Assembly Committee on Public Accounts today submitted its report on the Auditor General State and the accounts of the Delta State government for 2023 at plenary. It also reported that Harris and Trump intensify campaign as election day draw near. That ends Delta TV News at 8. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Blessing Usiagbada. Have a pleasant night rest.